Dear friends, let us understand the relationship between goals and well-being. The components of the well-being are positive emotions, of which happiness, life satisfaction are all aspects, relationship, engagements, meaning and achievement. If we are setting goals which are appropriate for our well-being, automatically the well-being will be enhanced. It does not mean that I can maximize all the components of the well-being in every life. Depending on the personality, depending on the likes and dislike of an individual, the components, a soldier cannot have lot of positive emotions when he is fighting the enemy. So these kinds of things are essential to adjust. Now, goals and well-being, it is essential that I make a proper optimal mixture. So everyone has the responsibility to make his or her own optimal mixture so that the well-being is maximized over a long term, because long term meaning is also a very essential part of well-being. Positive emotion is a subjective variable. It is defined by how I think and feel. If one person thinks and feels in a different way, then a positive experience can also will become a negative experience. As if a teacher is not able to attract the attention of the student in the classroom, then learning can not be evaluated as a negative experiment, negative emotion. Because then also the learning happens, and it is the responsibility of the student to give proper feedback to the teacher so that in the long run, positive emotions prevail in all classrooms. Engagement, meaning, relationships, accomplishment have both subjective and objective components. So the subjective component will definitely be dependent on the individuals. Objective component, some questionnaires are there which will help in getting how much engaged I am in a way. It is very difficult to maximize for all the 5 elements for one life, but a proper combination, suboptimal solution for every individual definitely exists. This course is to enable the students so that the solution which fits him or her best, he should be able to find when he goes through all the exercises and tries to understand this course. Let's go in detail for the positive emotion. Positive emotion means interest. That gives engagement as well. That means these are all not having an intersection set which is phi. They overlap sometimes. Love of learning new things should be interesting. If that is there, then engagement will automatically be more. Meaning and purpose. Generally, I generally feel that what I do in my life is valuable and worthwhile. If learning is valuable in my life, and learning is providing my long-term purpose to be professionally successful, to be of help to my family and to the society, definitely the meaning and purpose element will be more, so that will lead to better well-being. Self-esteem is very important. In general, I feel positive about myself. If I am feeling positive all the time about myself, the possibility that I will do something which will injure other person's self-esteem is less. Such persons will have more friends. The number of relationships will be more. They will be intimately connected with the friends that they have. In addition to that, their self-esteem will propel them to work hard so that the performance, whatever they are doing, the performance in which will be ensured. Optimism is very good. I am always optimistic about future. This kind of see, this will drive you away from nihilism. Nihilism is something which should be avoided at all cost. See, every person should live all the time in zero nihilism zone. But because of some circumstances it is coming, optimism will help him. If I am thinking always optimally, a negative experience also can be taken as a learning experience, and I can transform that negative experience in a very good action element which will enhance my life. Resilience, we get an idea when things go wrong in life, and generally it happens. what amount of time it takes for me to come back from it and again engage in my everyday life activities. That is indicated by resilience. Every student should indulge passionately to induce resilience, because unless we develop resilience in ourselves, it is very difficult to persist with the education system anywhere. If the institutional are enabling, even a lower resilience person can attain success easily. But if the institutions systems have some drawbacks, then a person with lower resilience will face a lot of difficulties. I think this is one of the factors which is affecting the dropout rate of the students in Indian education scenario. Positive relationships are very important. There are people in my life who really care about me. If this kind of thinking is there in the students, then definitely the involvement of the students in the education process will be more. My request to all the teachers is that one should try to reinforce this element of positive relationship. When teacher and students are partners in furthering the frontiers of the area in which they are working, learning is always a fun that I have experienced in my life, and most of the researchers in the positive psychology, I have found that they rejoice the learning because they, along with their students, are nurturing such relationships. What you want from your children? Most of the parents want from the children happiness. Children should be happy, they should be confident, they should be content, they should have the feeling of fulfillment, they should be balanced, good stuff, they should be kind, they want health for their children, they want satisfaction, they want love, they want their children to be civilized so that they will not face any societal problems. They should work with meaning so that they are able to fulfill their long-term purposes. Such traits are expected by the parents when they are sending their children into the school. But in turn, what they get? Most of the schools teach achievement. They teach thinking skills. But most of the time when thinking skills are taught, they are away from the emotions. If we are attaching proper emotions with the thinking skill, then the dropout also will be less, and most of the students will get enhanced experience of learning in their education programs. Schools teach success. Schools teach conformity. Conformity many times it is essential in the societal. When it comes to breakthrough, when it comes to research, conformity may not be of help. So sometimes, because too much of conformity is taught, I think research also gets affected. They teach literacy, they teach math, work, test taking and discipline. But if you look at what the parents want from the children and what the school teach, if we make a comparison, it is very clear that there is very little overlap between what the parents expect from the school system so that the teachers get the traits, children get the proper traits, and what the school teach. And whenever the problems of education systems are talked of, this is one of the major areas. Unless efforts are made to overlap between the gaps of these two lists. So achievement and happiness, they should go together. Thinking skills should go with kindness so that the person becomes a very good citizen. Satisfaction and discipline, they should go together. So some kind of bridge is essential, and positive psychology should be able to get this bridge. Look at the situation in the advanced world. Schools well-being is taught in the schools or not? That is questionable. 50 years ago, the onset of the depression in the advanced world, that is US, UK, the age of the onset of depression was around 30 years. Today, most of the 15-year young guys are facing this problem of depression. So depression is rampant as well, around 10 times more common than 50 years ago. If we take a look around us, these are the research figures from the developed world. I find looking at the news reports, looking at the feelings of the parents around. When I was at the department, I was talking to the parents when they were coming. This kind of thing may come to our country as well. If we are taking measures in right time, we definitely can make our students resistant to all these feelings which are not very good for having joyful learning experiences. The current flood of depression is one of the reasons why we should teach well-being in schools. Nominal increase in happiness despite increased prosperity. Every country, England has prospered three times in the last 50 years. US also prospered, but there also with their education system they are facing problems. We have also prospered in the last 20 years a lot after the opening of the global economy, and we are able to put very strong effort. The average income of every Indian has gone up. But still, the problems of education in the schools are not addressed as they should have been addressed. I think we should take well-being into account when the problem of the students are to be addressed in our schools. Greater well-being enhances learning and traditional goal. That is the traditional goal of the education. Positive mood produces broader attention, creative thinking, and more holistic thinking. And holistic thinking is very much essential for Indian circumstances because we are not able to provide the state-of-art infrastructural facilities which the advanced world is going to provide to their students. With whatever available infrastructural facilities, if you want to take maximum performance from our students, so it is very essential that the positive mood should prevail and it should broaden the attention of the student so that highly educated professionals are looking at the Mofussil area in India and maximizing the benefit of the Mofussil people by their professional education. Negative mood produces narrowed attention, more critical thinking and more analytical thinking. See, doctors are compelled to work in the rural areas because we were not able to broaden their horizon to look to the rural India. So that is the situation that has happened. So highly educated people are populated in metros or major cities, whereas getting good teachers for good education in villages is a big problem. If we are inculcating more and more positive emotions in the younger graduates that are coming out of our institute, they will definitely broaden their horizon and their attention once goes into the villages with the massive young population, the demographic dividend that we have, we definitely will be able to cater to this problem in a very short time. It is essential that we should indulge in right education. Right education is about positive and negative ways. Education can never go with only positive emotions. When I am stressing the positive emotion, it is not that I am not denying the negative emotion. At times they also will come. So both positive and negative ways are important for right education. Right education will consist of positive emotions and negative emotions. The balance should be such that positive emotions are more and negative emotions are minimized so that the student are helping themselves as well as the people around them. All too often, schools emphasize critical thinking and following orders rather than creative thinking. So, less rote learning, following orders, even more enjoyment with succeed later. So, it is essential that rote learning, which is leading to critical thinking, should be curtailed at the earliest, and the student should be given freedom to think creatively so that the critical thinking which arrests the problem but it does not address the problem in a very efficient way, that technique will go away and we will be we will be empowering our students with creative ways of solving the problem that we are facing. With the resource scarce country that we have, we must be able to do good things with this. One exercise I'll give, it is not that we do not have good things, we do not appreciate them. So write down 3 good things that happened each day for a week. This is my request for all the students. It is not that they are not getting very good learning. They are getting good learning experiences, but they are not able to notice them. The best way to notice good learning experiences is writing down 3 good things that happened for a week. When you are writing down these good things, it is not that you are writing down and forgetting. Write down with them why this good thing happened to me. It could be because of some positive emotion that you shown with the teacher, or with a positive emotion that you shared with your friend. So why this good thing has happened to me, that also should be written. What does this mean to you? If that good whatever the good thing that has happened, it means good. See, if your friend has helped you in solving the problem, so it means that someday you also will help him solving the problem. So you are having good collaborations. How can we have such more things, more good things in future? One can think on this and see to it that his behavior is transformed so that more and more good things can happen in his life. If we keep a diary for 3 weeks, writing down 3 good things along with these explanations, it will be a very great experience for us. Now, we are born with some talents, some virtues. These positive psychology people, they have developed virtues in action program. So strengths and virtues are very important part of a personality, and our well-being plan should suit with whatever strengths and virtues we have. Certain strengths and virtues are valued virtually across every culture. It is not that this virtue is valid in this culture or this virtue is... See, honesty is honored all across the world. So, such 6 categories of virtues are endorsed. They are listed. There is a handbook in which how this is, it's a very big handbook, around 700 plus pages. So how they have arrived at that 6 virtues and 24 character strengths that is explained there. So a summary of that we shall take so that our well-being we can attach to the virtues. The strengths and moral traits are, see, integrity. See, everybody should have integrity. Unless I have integrity, I cannot be of help to the person around me. I cannot be help to the person in which I am working, the institution in which I am working. Valor consists of 2 parts. See, valor means a person who is fighting for the country also has valor. But a teacher who is teaching in class, he also should have that psychological courage to address the student in a confident way. That is essential. When some of the students complain that their teacher is not able to deliver properly, I think we also need to inculcate or to enhance these things so that the student benefit from the delivery maximally. Originality and kindness are such that the 6 virtues that are categorized, that are identified, which are common all across the world, across all cultures, are wisdom and knowledge, courage, love and humanity. Unless love and humanity is there, the cross-cultural fertilization and the enhancement of the upliftment of the humanity will not be there. So we have found that though technology is invented in one country, all people across the world are using those technologies and empowering themselves. Justice is an essential virtue. Temperance. See, for doing success, for getting success, I cannot work at my whim and fancies. So that hedonist type is something who is living in the moment only. In the moment will not help. Every major culture in the world insists on the students to have temperance. And spirituality and transcendence is also very essential virtue for all. We'll find that peace of mind is essential. Even if we are getting 2 square meals, all the material satisfactions, material necessities that are required, the person may not feel peace, and for that spirituality is essential. And the character traits which are under the category wisdom and knowledge are curiosity, interest in the world. Everybody has not the same curiosity. A very curious person will become a researcher. A person who is not really very curious person may not become a researcher. But everybody has got place in the society. The second one is love of learning. Love of learning is also, see, it is not in the same measure for all the people. If I have in more for me, I could be a lifelong learner. Some people may not be a lifelong learner. So we have to identify, and then our well-being plans should be attached with the character strengths. Judgment and critical thinking and open-mindedness is essential. See, every major decision in life that you take, you are enrolling for a course. So you have to think critically, you have to take a judgment, and with an open mind you should assess the options that are available with you. Then only you can progress. A person when passing 12th can become an arts graduate, commerce graduate, engineer, doctor. He may become a politician in the longer run. This is very important. Ingenuity, originality and practical intelligence, street smart. This is also very important character trait, major character. Many people are not very highly educated, but they show practical intelligence and solve many difficult problems when they are they are working in their lives. Social intelligence and personal intelligence is very essential along with emotional intelligence. Unless you have this, you cannot attack. Teamwork cannot be put up. Perspective is also essential. Perspective is what thing is to be given what importance, priorities. Perspective will help a person in giving proper priorities. In the courage virtue, there are three major character strengths, that is valor, bravery. Bravery does not always mean that you are fighting enemy. A psychological weakness you are trying to circumvent by sitting at one place also comes under bravery. Perseverance, industry and diligence is essential. Student must have perseverance. Unless I keep working diligently on a subject, I cannot master a difficult subject. Mathematics is difficult, but unless you are good at mathematics, you cannot become an engineer. Biology, maybe because of its terminology and difficult for some of the people. But unless you master that, you cannot become a good doctor. And professional education always helps in better material prospects. That's why you will find that having a rat racer's nature, people are trying to persevere and diligence. But if you include the happiness along with the hard work, that will ensure that the person is serving the society in the lifelong manner. Integrity, genuineness and honesty are valued all across the world. Humanity and love. See, politics is an essential part of humanity. Unless we are deliberating on the right issues, we will never get right solutions. So, kindness and generosity are essential for good politicians. I think Indian students require this, and if they master this, some of very leading international leaders will come out of our country. Loving and allowing others to be loved, even to enjoy one individual's life. If somebody is giving you very good feedback and you are not able to appreciate the goodness of that or the broad-mindedness of that person, next time he may not offer you and you will be starved of that opportunity to get appreciated. So rightfully, right appreciation taking as well as right appreciation giving, right love taking, right love giving is an essential part. Otherwise, if one is attached to the past too much, depressive mood, somebody is appreciating but he is not able to reciprocate the gesture. So that is not really a very good trait. Justice is an essential trait all across the world. So every individual has got the right to pursue for a better future. So justice will give that. Fairness and equity, opportunity for all the citizens for progressing is essential. And some of them will be leaders and they should be valued for their proper leadership. This also comes under justice. Temperance is self-control. When you are at home, you are listening music and you are suppose in a two-room tenement. Your brother is studying. If he get distracted by the music, you should have the inclination to stop the music playing. You agree with your brother or sister on the time for which both of you will be enjoying the music and both of you will be studying together. So this is called temperance. It is essential. Prudence. See, sometimes instead of enjoying chocolate alone, if you are waiting for your brother or sister to come, and together, if you are enjoying the chocolate, I will even include that also as prudence. So those people who have resisted their transient emotions and waited for a longer duration so that they get, instead of 1-2 chocolates, they are successful. Research studies in positive psychology have established that one who resists the the temptations at the moment, they develop the capacity to resist the temptations at the moment, they in the longer run succeed. And this research study is available in the books of positive psychology at great length. Humility and modesty, it is essential quality for every person. Unless you are polite, nobody is going to engage with you. So humility and modesty, what you know, you should be able to tell correctly. So you should not be too modest so that the person who is besides you is not knowing what you know, or you should not pose too much so that the people are not, they are always assuming that you are not able. In Marathi there is a story, लांडगा आला रे आला. लांडगा आला रे आला प्रत्येक वेळेस जर ओरडलं तर ज्यावेळेस खरंच लांडगा येतो त्याच वेळेला तुम्हाला मदत मिळत नाही. ती जी कथा सांगितल्या जाते तर ती मॉडेस्टीची आहे. इफ वी आर modest, then definitely the people around will help. The world is filled with very good natured people. When one is difficulty, the other human being very rarely will be there without any help. There are instincts in that person that he will try to see that you are out of difficulty. So try to capitalize on that. Transcendence. As I told you that every major culture in the world requires spirituality, means even after getting all material contentments, getting all the success in the life, professional success, so they want to enjoy the life. So appreciation of the beauty and excellence. So enjoying going to music concert, you are going to an art gallery with family and enjoying that. That's a very good character strength. That includes the moments of happiness so that you can improve your work life. Gratitude. If somebody is helping you, you should have a sense of gratitude to acknowledge it. Very openly acknowledge gratitude. Many times we avoid that. That's not a very good thing. If we are expressing gratitude and acknowledging the expression of the gratitude, we will be a far better society in the longer run. I want to request the media to take this into account. Hope and optimism is essential. Without hope, we cannot live. So, whatever may be the circumstances, hope and optimism and future mindedness is essential. Your parents are always giving you this spirituality. In Indian homes, all mothers and fathers teach spirituality. Forgiveness and mercy is also a very essential quality, and it is most of the time in the childhood parents reinforce. Playfulness and humor. In difficult situations, if you are trying to be playful, that's a very great quality. And you will find that this is the quality of a leader. He is addressing a very difficult problem, but he keeps people around you playful and humorous. So a person with leadership as his ambitions should try to see that if this quality is there, that he should strengthen it. Or at least, if you want to be a leader, part of this quality is essential. Just passion and enthusiasm. Any great work cannot be done without passion or enthusiasm. It is essential that passion should be there, and you are, if emotionally attached to a real world problem, the passion automatically comes. With passion, enthusiasm will be developed. A problem is solved, you get a feedback, and everybody around you will definitely be getting the boost in the confidence. Positive alone, many positive psychology courses indulge in enhancing the resilience in the school student, gratitude, strength, meaning, flow. It is possible that we structure our education so that these things in our life are enhanced. Positive relationship we can enhance, and we can attach positive emotions to the experiences of the learning that we are getting. If well-being is a goal, this should be the highest goal in life. All our efforts are directed towards this end. So they will be contributing to one of the factors. Wealth, fame, admiration, and all other goals are subordinate and secondary to the well-being. So if wealth is the major goal, then well-being may be compromised. So in my opinion, it is essential that wealth, fame, and the appreciation that you want to get, they should be in balance with the well-being. If that is the case, then modesty and humility also will be there with you, and you will be able to enjoy your life very nicely. So without proper balance amongst all these things, well-being cannot be ensured. Only wealth cannot ensure well-being. Whether our desires are material or social, they point towards one end, that is well-being and happiness. Whatever may be our desire. See, I want to be a leader means 100 people should work under me, and I want to be material successful means I want to earn maximum money. Unless I give my due share to all the people who are working for me, how do I progress? So it is essential that proper balance is essential. Well-being of the people who are working with you and you. Epicurus was a Greek philosopher, 300 BC. He was telling that what are the elements for a good life? So, imagining good life, he told that if you take away the hedonist pleasures, right, the pleasure of hearing good music, sweet emotions, if they are taken out, then life is really not a good thing. All we need for happiness is good food, shelter, clothes, friend, freedom. If this is available in the right combination, we feel happy. It is not that the world's wealthiest person is happy. If he is not having good friends, if he is not having the freedom to do what he wants to do, he will definitely have clothes and shelter. That is not a problem. So, for a good life, what is essential is a proper combination of all these things. To live one's entire life in happiness, whether is the greatest by far possession is friendship. See, friendship will definitely help us. You will find that many couples who are not that financially well off, but they are leading very happy lives because they have good relationship among themselves. They are able to fulfill all the material necessities. Sometimes they may have to compromise, but they are able to enjoy the life. So happiness is a combination. A handful of true friends is essential. Never eat alone. Eating with friends is much better. That improves your well-being, that improves the happiness. So Epicurus has said, luxurious food and drinks do not produce freedom from harm and health. We must regard extra wealth beyond what is natural as something. The glass is filled with water. If it is overflowing, the extra water that you are putting in the glass is useless. Nobody has used. So wealth should be treated in that manner. You prepare the well-being plans. With the well-being plans prepared by you, whatever the amount of wealth is required, that is the right amount of wealth. So if extra wealth is there, you use that wealth for the upliftment of the people around you. Wealth and fame are worthless if not in harmony with the well-being and happiness. Nobel laureate Kahneman has said that do not spend, the people who have got above average income, they are really not having very happy lives. Above average income people have got extra money to spend, but the emotion that they experience and all others, they are same. So do not spend more time in particularly enjoyable activities. See, this is essential. If you are not doing this, then extra wealth is not going to help you in increasing the well-being. The effect of income to happiness seems to be transient. After the income is there, for some time the effect of income will be there. After that, that happy emotions will go away and you will come to your base level of happiness. But if we execute proper well-being plans, this set point to the well-being definitely will be uplifted. People exaggerate contribution of income to happiness. This is the everyday occurrence. People exaggerate the income because they tell many things that this money has helped me in getting this experience. But once the above average income comes, every new experience is really increasing the well-being. This is not the case. So why some of the really very wealthy people face depression? They do not have the company. If the company is there, they can enjoy the company as well. When they are alone, in that moment, what to do? That plan is not there. But a person with very good well-being plan has learned how to engage himself when alone. He can enjoy the work when alone by reading, by listening to the music, by appreciating the works of art. So most of the wealthy people are, some of the wealthy people, I'll say, not most, because those who have learned the well-being plans, they will definitely enjoy their life. But highly successful people experience depression and they are addicted to alcohol and drugs. So this is not well-being. They have got this what now syndrome. They have attained whatever they want to attain. What they have to do. If they would have attached with the underprivileged people, they could have developed proper well-being plans. If material wealth does not lead to happiness and well-being, then why the obsession for it? So this is why the proper well-being plans are essential. Instead of having only acquiring material wealth, we should try to have very good well-being plans along with acquiring material. We no longer accumulate to live, we live to accumulate. See, in good old days, the life was really very hard. To circumvent the winter or summer, people were accumulating the grains at their homes. You go to the market and you get the grains whenever you want. Still, we have this habit of accumulating grain. So, we have found that the earlier things which put us in difficulty, the strategies to overcome those difficulties are staying with us, even if those difficulties are not there in our everyday life. We perceive the importance of our emotional needs, but are reluctant to use them while taking decisions. It is very difficult to include these in the decision-making process. One is understanding this problem, because including these, how to include these itself is a problem. We can measure wealth, but how to measure emotions, that is the difficulty. So these emotions and meaning, if you want to incorporate in the well-being plan, we have to do deliberate exercise. I wish the students to learn after while undergoing this course, the emotion and meaning enhancing exercises so that they are improving their well-being plans. Does concern over wealth and prestige detract from your overall experience of well-being and happiness? See, prestige is one important issue. If you are moving along with your friend who is not dressed properly, if you are not feeling comfortable, so that's not a very good thing, because he is your friend. So this kind of thing should not come. So one can list and see to it that we are living with right emotions. In what way your concern over wealth and prestige did not allow you to enjoy. So many times this is not allowing. This is below my standard if you are getting this feeling. So actually you cannot go away from that experience, but because you are feeling that below your standard, you will be uncomfortable, you will have some negative emotions. Sometimes it may be unavoidable, but try to see to it that most of the time this emotion is not harming you. You next time can avoid to go at that place where you are not comfortable. But the moment you are there, try to make the best of the moment that is available. See, perception is very important. This perception actually evaluates the experience. It is not that actual experience, but our perception of the experience is of more value. If I am attaching proper perception, then I can correct this. Long-term depression may be seen as a sort of emotional bankruptcy. If one is emotionally bankrupt, then only he can go into the long-term emotional drought. The duration and intensity of the negative experience overwhelm the positive emotions in depressive people. So it is in our hand that we keep proper balance of negative and positive emotions. Though some of the negative emotions are difficult to avoid in life, we must see to it that we keep the proper balance so that our well-being is always enhanced. The entire society can face the prospect of bankruptcy, a great depression, if the percentage of individual bankruptcies are continuously. If you are around the people who are always thinking negatively, you feel suffocated. You want to go out of them. You always avoid such friends. If these people becoming large number, the number of these people become large, then the society may face depressive moods. If you go to the history, you will find that many times this has happened in the world history. Are we progressing emotionally? This is the question that we should rightly ask to improve our well-being. An entire society can face the prospect of bankruptcy, a great depression, if a percentage of individual bankruptcies continuously rise. If in a group of friends, majority of the students are with the negative emotions, then it is really very difficult to take them up. So it is very essential that devise proper plans so that you are with people who have got very progressive attitude. Emotionally, if you are in progressive mood and the people around you are in a progressive mood, this can be ensured. We are making huge strides in science and technology, in our material welfare. We are far better compared to when we were independent materially. We are rapidly falling farther and farther emotionally. If we do not have the emotions, we cannot attach to the underdeveloped people, even in our own country. And if they are not in our horizon, then it is really very difficult. That's why it is very essential that we, as a society together, citizens of our country together, evolve plans so that the educational experience of all the people, including the students in the villages, remote areas in the country, should be able to evolve a proper well-being plan as a country. So this is possible by setting proper goals. So then setting goals is essential. Goals are indispensable for us to lead a happy life. Unless we set goals, we will not put our 100%. Unless we set goals, we cannot liberate ourselves from the present moment controversies. Identify and pursue pleasurable. See, identifying and pursuing pleasurable and meaningful goals makes us happy. Setting a goal is about making commitment in words. You write the goals on paper. It is essential. Words have power to create a better future. See, mobile on the paper is nothing, but when you experience that you can talk to your loved ones on the phone anytime, so that is the experience. So objective of mobile led to a phone which you can take in your hand and roam around anywhere in the world and stay connected with your loved ones. So the words have got this power. Through concepts, through words, we can conceive and give birth to a new reality. You will find that automobile, see, moving from one place to the another place, television, seeing what is happening at the remote place in your drawing room. You can watch a very good game of cricket or football in your drawing room without going there. These are the goals that are set by the people, and they work diligently to achieve that goals. So we enjoy those goals. Making verbal commitment is very essential. So it may be bold. Many times it may not be immediately possible to realize that. But by thinking properly, if we set a goal and put it on paper, that improves your chances of getting to that goal. Does not ensure that we reach to the destination. See, putting words will not ensure that we are reaching the destination, but it enhances the likelihood that we reach there. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy. The concerning acts of initiative the elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills the countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moments definitely we commit ourselves to the goals, that is the moment where even the Almighty, the Providence, moves and helps us. All the universe will help us in achieving the goals. This has happened earlier. Beliefs and self-fooling prophecies. See, it's very important. Most of the time, whatever we believe we get. If we are not believe we are good, it's very difficult to become good. See, if we feel that we are not fit for this kind of education, we may not be able to continue with the education. So this is very important that every student who is undergoing very good education should have a very strong belief in his or herself that he is going to attain that education and professionally prosper in the longer run. Knowing that one is headed in the right direction allows one to focus attention and enjoy each step rather than being overwhelmed by what is lay ahead. See, once the goal is set, you have the path, and for each sub-goal or objective in the path, if you are concentrating, it is very easy to scale. Slowly you will be attaining that goal and you will be acquiring the education that you aim for. The proper role of the goal is to liberate us so that we enjoy the here and now, we enjoy the present moment, we enjoy the effort that we make to put the step, the objective that is at hand. The primary purpose of having a goal is to enhance the enjoyment of the present, and this can be done very effectively by each student. How you define the goal? For reaching the goal, most of the goals which are reached give us a clue by the eminent people on earth, the successful people, successful researchers. They have said that when you set a goal, it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be attainable, it should be realistic, and it should be time bound. If you are putting a goal on paper without a time bound, then you cannot maximize your efforts to attain that goal. When US President has announced that the person, an American will set his foot on the moon, that time many of the technologies which were required to take the person to the moon were not available. But he had given a decade, that was the time bound. And the researchers in US came together and they developed those technologies so that before the end of the decade, see, he declared it in 60s, in 69, the human beings set foot on the moon. See, even in Indians, I will tell one Indian story, the Amul story. He was challenged for getting the powder of म्हशीच्या दुधाची powder develop करायची. He was challenged and laughed at in World International Conference. And he took that as the goal, and within a very short span he astonished the world with that goal. So what goals have provided you with the most happiness in the past in terms of facilitating a pleasurable as well as meaningful journey? See, if we want to make education joyful, it is essential that the goals related to the education, particularly acquiring the knowledge of the subject. See, the subjects in which you have scored really very well comes under this. You had plans, you had pleasure while pursuing it, that's why you could get the best grades. So why you cannot replicate it? So what goals do you believe will do the same for you in future? Why you cannot replicate the same steps of enjoying the subject, which you may not be able to like that, but at least for the professional competence in your field, you require to know that. So such real-time understanding is essential for well-being. Unless that, it is very difficult to pursue well-being in the long run. I wish it is not very difficult for all the students to understand the implications of setting goals. One can set goals for the well-being by completing, the goals should be completing your education. First your first degree, many times A better future is not available with one degree. So you must continue for the post-graduation. If you have inclination to contribute in your area meaningfully, then post-graduation is also not enough. You have to enroll for the doctoral studies. So, depending on your situation or your position in the education system, see, a student can set UG, PG, doctoral studies and then lifelong research as the goal. So people can set the goals and their well-being plans that, see, contributing to the field is not my aim, but I must enjoy a good material life. They can stop their education after post-graduation. They can start their own enterprises so that along with them they've helped the well-being of many people. Some of the people like to work in the service industry because they don't want to take the extra responsibility that an entrepreneur takes. Their material success will definitely be limited, but he can include whatever he wants in the well-being plan. It has been observed that many people who are professionals, after putting some 5-10 years in the industry, they start their own industry because they now have got very good experience. This also is a very good way of well-being. So those with lesser abilities, they can fulfill their well-being plans by integrating themselves usefully in the present industries and the society around. I wish best luck for every student and thank you for paying attention and listening to my lecture.